Let's be real for a second. The summer preview for Days of Our Lives just dropped, and it is packed with some of the most jaw-dropping, heart-pounding moments we have seen all year. But out of all the massive shocks and corporate shakeups, there is one storyline that has me completely obsessed. We are talking about the highly anticipated, incredibly intense romantic development between Shawn Brady and Jada Hunter. That's right, the June spoilers are officially confirming that Shawn and Jada are crossing the line from platonic roommates to a full-blown, serious relationship. And honestly, it is about time. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just some random hookup out of nowhere. This has been an absolute masterclass in the slow burn romance trope. We all know the setup. Shawn suffered that brutal leg injury, and Jada, being the fiercely loyal and protective woman that she is, invited him to move into her apartment while he recovered. At first, they were both playing the "we are just friends helping each other out" card. But who were they kidding? You cannot put two incredibly attractive, emotionally vulnerable people in close physical proximity like that and not expect the absolute fireworks to go off. What do you guys think? Did anyone actually believe they were just going to sit around playing board games forever? Because I certainly didn't. The physical proximity forced them to deal with their emotional baggage together. Shawn has been incredibly vulnerable, relying on crutches and needing help with the most basic tasks. For a proud legacy hero like Shawn Douglas Brady, that is a hard pill to swallow. But Jada didn't pity him. She treated him with respect, dignity, and a profound level of understanding that he desperately needed. And you won't believe what happens next to push them over the edge. The spoilers are heavily teasing a terrifying life or death situation at Jada's apartment in the first week of June. A mysterious, black-clad intruder is going to break in, turning their safe haven into a war zone. Even with his injured leg, Shawn is going to throw himself into the line of fire to protect Jada. It is that exact moment of extreme danger, that massive adrenaline rush, that shatters the final barrier between them. When you almost lose someone, you realize exactly what they mean to you. That trauma bonding moment is going to be the catalyst that ignites their lingering passion into a raging inferno. Let's dive deep into the psychology of Shawn Brady for a minute, because this man has been put through the absolute ringer over the last 5 to 10 years. As the son of legacy icons Bo and Hope Brady, Shawn carries the weight of the world on his shoulders. He has this deep-seated hero complex, but he has been repeatedly broken down by the toxic women in his life. He has spent years being the dutiful partner, only to be left out in the cold when he needed support the most. Jada represents something entirely different for him. She is a safe harbor. She is an equal. She is a woman who wears a badge, understands the dangers of his world, and doesn't run away when things get complicated. Which brings me to my absolute favorite topic, Belle Black. I think this new romance is a huge mistake for Belle's ego, and I am here for it. Let's not forget how incredibly toxic Belle has been to Shawn. When Shawn was shot and struggling, did Belle stand by him? No. She pushed him away. She spiraled, and she has a horrific history of cheating on him with everyone from Philip Kyriakis to E.J. DiMera. Belle has treated Shawn like a backup plan for a decade. A lot of fans think Belle and Shawn are destined to be together forever because of their history. But I'm telling you, it's definitely time for Shawn to permanently move on. And speaking of Belle, we all know she is currently going on dates with our channel's namesake, the one and only Chad DiMera. As the creator of the Chad DiMera channel, I am watching Belle like a hawk. Chad has been through enough trauma with Abigail's death and the whole Cat Green masquerade nightmare. He is a phenomenal father and a loyal man. If Belle is just using Chad as a distraction while she secretly fumes over Shawn and Jada moving in together, I am going to be ruthlessly critical of her. Chad deserves a queen, not a woman who is constantly looking over her shoulder at her ex-husband. But let's pivot back to Jada Hunter, because her psychological profile is just as fascinating. As the daughter of Marcus Hunter, Jada has legacy roots in Salem that run deep. She is a fiercely independent detective who has been burned by love before. We all remember her heartbreaking past, the messy situations she has been dragged into, and how she has always had to be the strong one. With Shawn, she doesn't have to carry the burden alone. Their past affair proves they had explosive physical chemistry, but this new chapter is all about emotional intimacy. They are building a foundation of trust that neither of them has experienced in a very long time. Let's take a moment to really appreciate the rich lore of Salem and how it plays into this dynamic. Jada has always been a character who puts her duty above her personal life. Ever since she arrived in Salem, she has been thrown into the deep end, dealing with the absolute worst criminals this town has to offer. She has seen the dark underbelly of the DiMera enterprises. She has dealt with the Kyriakis mob ties, and she has had to maintain her composure through it all. But beneath that tough detective exterior is a woman who desperately craves a soft place to land. Shawn provides that for her. He knows what it is like to wear the badge. He knows the toll it takes on your soul to constantly fight the darkness. When they are together in her apartment, away from the chaos of the precinct, they can finally just breathe. And let's not forget Shawn's historical ties to the DiMera family and how that contrasts with his new life with Jada. Shawn has been tortured by the DiMeras for his entire life. From Stefano kidnapping his family members to EJ manipulating his wife, Shawn's existence has been a constant battle against Salem's most notorious villains. By choosing Jada, a woman who stands firmly on the side of justice, Shawn is making a definitive statement. He is rejecting the toxic, mob-adjacent drama that Belle constantly dragged him into. He is choosing a life of honor, integrity, and genuine love. This isn't just a romantic upgrade. It is a complete lifestyle overhaul for Sean Douglas Brady. Remember how Theo Carver was briefly in the picture? Theo and Jada had a few sweet dates, playing chess and doing puzzles. But Theo, being incredibly perceptive, felt the vibes were totally off the second Shawn moved into Jada's apartment. Theo wisely bailed on that situation because he knew he couldn't compete with the history and the undeniable pull between Shawn and Jada. That was brilliant writing because it cleared the path for this epic romance to finally take center stage. So, what are the predictions for this summer? I predict that once Shawn and Jada make their relationship official, the Salem Police Department is going to be a hotbed of drama. Imagine the tension. You have two high-ranking law enforcement officers navigating a passionate romance while dealing with the chaotic crimes of the DiMera and Kyriakis families. It is giving me major Bo and Hope vibes from the 1980s and 1990s. They are going to be the new power couple fighting crime by day and steaming up our screens by night. But we also have to prepare for the inevitable fallout. Belle is not going to take this lying down. Even though she is the one who ruined her marriage, her ego will not handle seeing Shawn genuinely happy with a stunning, successful woman like Jada. I fully expect Belle to have a massive meltdown in the middle of the town square or the Brady pub. She will probably try to use Chad to make Shawn jealous, which, again, is completely unacceptable. Chad is a prize, not a pawn in Belle's twisted games. Ultimately, this June preview is giving us exactly what we want as soap opera fans. We want the angst, we want the danger, and most importantly, we want the massive payoff of a slow burn romance. Shawn and Jada are proving that sometimes the best relationships are born out of the ashes of our past mistakes. They are healing each other, and it is a beautiful thing to witness. Are you guys as excited as I am for Shawn and Jada's new chapter? Do you think Belle is going to absolutely lose her mind when she finds out? And most importantly, do you think Chad DiMera needs to run far, far away from Belle before he gets his heart broken again? Drop all your wild theories and predictions down below, because I want to hear every single thought you have on this massive June storyline.